a cinema audience or watching football, and also the crowd. Okay, the crowd, we've talked about that, and also the team. What team you are in? Then also the family you are in. Are you in a nuclear family or are you in the extended family? And last one is a formal organization. Meaning, what kind of formal organization? First, of course, it's a place where you're working in. And next, because you are a student right now, I'm sure OEM is part of your formal organization. Yes? And the context of the intergroup behavior is that you become like a person, okay? It is like an individual with your own norms. If the group's norms, the group's habits, the group's liking, okay? They have their own norms. Next one, your self-categorization. It is noticeable and important. Now, when we talk about intergroups, meaning in groups and groups, the behavior of groups and groups, okay, they do affect one another. Now, how do you differentiate between groups and groups is that you have to be distinctive enough to be different, okay? Now, when you have some similarities together, that's when you might want to combine your group together. Next one, it's a reminder of our group. Now, when you have intergroup, you remind of yourself, I belong to this group, okay? Now, when you don't have other groups to compare, you sometimes forget what groups you are in, okay? That's when you have competition, you realize I'm in the group of this and I'm in the group of that. And also you have your group attitude and the behavior. Now, sometimes there is a change in the intergroup, okay? Meaning the old groups would disappear from the scenes and then new groups would emerge, and also existing groups would become more relevant and also or become less relevant. Now, how it happens, it goes across time. It goes across in the changes of the society, yeah? Now, sometimes we have conflict, okay? Conflict happens within the groups, okay? The first one, the main one, is because we have different ideas. When we have different ideas, we result in conflict ourselves. And also the next one, it's poor communication. Now, of all things, I think the most important is communication. Everything starts from communication, okay? And also some like criticism, poor performance, okay? Now, this would result in conflicts within the group. And how are you going to improve on your conflicts? Now, the first one is just try to prevent conflict if it's possible. That's why, especially husband and wife, it is a group. It is actually a group. What I suggest is, I'm not sure, just try to do things together. Try to have the same interests. Try to understand each other. Most often when people start splitting, it's when they start to have their own interests, which the wife doesn't like or the husband doesn't care. That's when someone else have the same interest and then the third party comes inside. Just try to make the cohesiveness remain or just to improve it, okay? That's why just do all things together, okay? Next one is, how do you want to improve your intergroup behavior? First, you can go for bargaining. And next one, you can go for finding common ground. And last one is the grid technique, okay? Now, this one I would hope you can just study by yourself, okay? Bargaining is like negotiation. Now, superordinate is that you want to find common goals. Even sometimes you are opposite, you're opposite teams. Now, like gangsters, I know gangsters, they are in the same business. They want to make huge money, illegal black money. But they are really good friends. How? What they do is that some gangsters just look into drugs. Some gangsters just look into gambling. Some gangsters look into human trafficking. And the one thing that they have is that they respect each other. You don't question me, I don't question you. You don't question my morale. Okay? You don't question me, even if I do drugs. Some people, they just do gambling because they think drugs are bad, but they do gambling because they think it's good. But then they have no problem being friends with people doing drugs. Some people do human trafficking. Some people do prostitution. Now, they benefit their own, and they don't affect one another. That's how they got to cooperate together. Okay, what you can do is that when you go for negotiation, try to make that both of you get your own reward, you get your own benefits. It is negotiation. What you means by negotiation is that both people, you get your benefits. Yeah. Now, GRIT, G-R-I-T, it's called graduated and reciprocated initiatives in tension reduction. Now, this is more in if you are part of politics, if you're trying to be PR for Malaysian government or the PR for North Korea, or you're part of PB, or this, okay? Then you use GRIT. GRIT process is more for international and between country. How do you prevent wars from happening? Okay, a country with a country talk. Yeah. Now, some movies that you can watch is A League of Their Own, or Castaways, or The Full Monty, and also The Lost. Yeah. Now, next one, we go to topic 8, which is the leadership and decision making. Now, I'll talk about two. I think they are great leaders of this time right now. The first one is Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs, he is the CEO of Apple. Okay, and when we talk about Apple, we look in terms of Steve Jobs. Okay, why Apple's became so famous today? It must be he has to do with the success of Apple today. Okay, everyone wants to own an Apple. I want to own an iPad. Okay, pretty soon. Okay, what kind of leader is he in making such a successful organization? Okay, and also next one I would like to mention is Yohei Mourinho. I don't know if I pronounce his name correctly. I mean, he's one of the fantastic manager or coach, okay, for any team. You ask him to go into Chelsea. He produced silverware for the teams. He produced championships for the teams. You ask him to go to Inter Milan. He produced trophies for the clubs. Right now he's going to Real Madrid, and I'm sure, but in this year Real Madrid is gonna get some trophies for themselves, not because of the teams, because of him. Now, if any team could get hold of this kind of people, even the team itself could become a winner. What kind of impact, what kind of influence, or what kind of force do they have onto the team? It's very, not many people have this kind of qualities. So we'll look through some of the things in leadership, okay? Now, the first one is that, are you a leader, okay? Everyone plays a leader. Let's say even if you are a mom, you are actually a leader. Or you are a supervisor, you are a leader as well, okay? You lead the team. You lead your family. You are a leader, yeah? Now, how do you define a leader? A leader, it means in the context, right now it's in the context of organization. It means that you're able to influence. You must be able to influence. If you can't influence and people don't listen to you, you're not a leader. You're able to motivate. You're able to motivate in terms, you don't criticize people. You do criticize, but what people perceive is like motivation, okay? It depends on how you criticize in the end of the day.